Little girl ran to the bikers crying, "They're beating my mama." And what the Hells Angels did left everyone in silence. The summer sun beat down on the cracked asphalt of a small-town street, and the low rumble of motorcycles echoed off the brick walls of the old shops. At the corner of Main Street, a little girl, no older than 8, bolted into the sunlight, her pigtails bouncing, tears streaking her dirt-smudged face. "They're beating my mama," she screamed, clutching a tattered teddy bear to her chest. The group of bikers parked nearby, Hell's Angels, in their leather jackets and heavy boots, froze. The roar of their engines died down as every eye turned to the small girl. A hush fell, broken only by her ragged sobs. For a moment no one moved. The image seemed impossible. This tiny, frightened child running toward a pack of rough-looking men with tattoos, chains, and the kind of hardened expressions that usually intimidated the town itself. But then something remarkable happened. One of the bikers, a tall man with a salt and pepper beard and gentle eyes, knelt down until he was eye level with her. Hey, it's okay, sweet pea. Tell us what happened." Between sobs, she explained how her mother had gotten into an argument with a neighbor who had suddenly turned violent. She'd tried to protect her mom, but had been too small, too scared. Now here she was, hoping these strangers might somehow help. The bikers exchanged glances. Some of them were known for their rough edges, but kindness was a language they understood. Without a word, they revved their engines and followed the girl to her house, forming a human shield as she ran ahead. By the time they arrived, the neighbor had retreated, realizing he was no match for a wall of angry but strangely calm bikers. The little girl's mother was shaking, bruised, and overwhelmed. She looked at the bikers expecting scowls, perhaps judgment, and instead saw worry, care, and a steady calm that seemed almost impossible from men so feared. One of the bikers, the bearded man who had knelt with the girl, gently helped her mother to her feet. "You're safe now. That's what matters," he said. Another handed the girl a bottle of water, patting her shoulder. The neighbors peered from behind curtains, whispering among themselves. A town that often judged the bikers by their appearance watched in silence as these men, rumored to be dangerous, showed nothing but protection and compassion. Then came the unexpected twist. Instead of leaving once the danger passed, the bikers stayed. They helped the mother call the police, cleaned up the mess in her yard, and even fixed a broken fence panel. The little girl watched them, wide-eyed, as they joked quietly among themselves, making her laugh for the first time that afternoon. By evening, the sun was setting, painting the street in warm orange and pink hues. The girl's mother hugged her tightly, tears in her eyes. "I don't know how to thank you," she whispered to the bikers. The bearded man smiled. "No need, just remember this. Kindness isn't about who you are or what you look like. It's about what you choose to do in the moment that counts." As the bikers rode away, the little girl waved, a small but bright smile on her tear-streaked face. The town had witnessed something rare, the raw, unfiltered humanity of people who, on the surface, seemed unapproachable. But beneath the leather jackets and tattoos were hearts capable of immense compassion. That night, the girl hugged her mother tight and whispered, "There are good people everywhere, even where you least expect them." And for once, the world felt safe and full of hope. The night fell over the small town, but the warmth of the afternoon's events lingered like a soft glow. Inside the little girl's modest home, the mother sat on the worn couch, rubbing her arms and trying to shake the fear that still clung to her. Her daughter was asleep in her lap, teddy bear pressed tightly against her chest, exhausted but safe. A knock on the door startled her. She hesitated. Old habits of fear die hard. But when she opened it, no threatening neighbor stood there. Instead, it was the bearded biker, leaning slightly against the doorway, helmet tucked under his arm. Behind him, 2 others from the group nodded politely. "Hey," he said gently, "we just wanted to make sure you're really okay. You don't have to be afraid anymore. The mother blinked, unsure how to respond. Her heart wanted to thank him, but words felt too small. The little girl stirred, opening her sleepy eyes, and smiled weakly. "Hi," she mumbled. The biker crouched to her level. "Hi, kiddo. You were really brave today." He winked, and the girl giggled softly. That laugh, small and fragile, felt like sunlight after a storm. Over the next few days, word of the biker's kindness spread through the town. People whispered about the rough men with kind hearts, and some, who had once feared them, began nodding politely in their presence. The little girl's mother, inspired by what had happened, started volunteering at the local community center, helping other families who had faced threats or fear. One evening, a week later, the little girl and her mother walked hand in hand to the corner where the bikers had parked that day. They weren't expecting anything, maybe just a memory, but the group was there, idling quietly, engines humming softly. The bearded biker smiled. "Thought we'd check on our favorite little hero," he said. The girl beamed. "Mommy says we should help people too," the girl said, clutching her teddy bear. "Like you helped us." The biker nodded, eyes warm. "Exactly. Kindness is contagious. You can be a hero every day in your own way." In that moment, the mother realized something profound. Courage wasn't about muscle or reputation, it was about heart. And her daughter, small but fierce, had shown it in abundance. As they waved goodbye that evening, the little girl whispered to her mother, "I think the world is full of good people. We just have to notice them." The mother smiled through tears, hugging her daughter tightly. She knew she'd never forget the day strangers became guardians, teaching her and her child a lesson that would echo for the rest of their lives. Humanity, compassion and courage